Hello YouTube, this is John Hunt. This is just a quick update video for my channel. To all my new subscribers, thank you. For those of you just jumping in or you don't know what this channel is about, basically this channel is mainly about a fake or edited police video that I got several years ago in June of 2016 from a police department in Nevada. So the story with that is I was arrested for protesting, and the action of the arrest happened off camera, and to cover up the circumstances of the arrest, the police gave me a dash cam video where the audio had been changed. So they edited the audio to create a fake conversation that had myself and the officer in it, and it totally portrayed the circumstances of the arrest in a different light. So they did that to kind of cover up what actually happened. This is a very elaborate thing to accuse people of. It's an elaborate thing to do to someone, and it's also very difficult to prove. So when I started out in 2016, I was just a guy with a memory that said one thing and a tape that said something else, and I was telling anyone who I thought might listen that this was fake. And of course nobody did listen. But over the years I uncovered the evidence, and I analyzed the clues, and I organized everything, and now we have on my YouTube channel very convincing proof that I was in fact telling the truth the whole time. I'm gonna read you some comments from one of my latest videos. Let's see. User Crapslock on Reddit says, "I'm both impressed and intrigued. This guy is obviously very intelligent." He's talking about me. Thank you, Crapslock. Chris Fugate from YouTube says, "Man, if you presented it to a federal jury like this, seems like an easy win. Just gotta hope for a non-corrupt judge. This is all so clear." User Sven3X's says, "No one in their right mind that is even remotely familiar with what they're observing here would walk away with no concerns related to this department's integrity." And user Nat Sareem adds, "Well said. He has indeed done a sufficient job implicating these clowns. If you can't see things have been criminally tampered with, you need to go back to kitten videos." So 3 years ago when I started out, this seemed like a crazy thing to say, that the police were not only editing video, but they were editing the audio on video to create fake conversations and create sort of false narratives of things that didn't actually happen. And now we've gotten into the point where a lot of people have seen this and said, yes, this is obviously what's going on. You know, I started out 3.5 years ago. I got this fake tape. I knew it was fake, and I knew from the reactions I got from trying to get the story out that this was something that was almost impossible to beat. Because if you get one of these, if this happens to you, you are in a race against time, against your own memory fading, and every time you listen to the fake audio, it brainwashes you another time into thinking, you're not sure. You're not sure if you actually have the real memory, and maybe you got it wrong. Maybe you remembered something wrong. These fake tapes are given to people who just experienced trauma. They were attacked, they were arrested, they were thrown in jail, and if you don't catch that moment right when it happens, when they edit the tape, you don't get a second chance to go back. You either remembered it right then and there, or it's gone forever, and all you have is a fake version of what happened. And you try to tell the news and they won't listen, they won't help you. You try to tell other people and some of them might believe you, but they don't know what to do. So this is something that's very easy to do to people, and it's very hard to stop. But in spite of all that, back then, I didn't know what to do, but over the months, I formulated a plan, which is I would gather evidence, I would collect the evidence, and, once I started to do that, I started to see a network of contradictions and corroborations that showed that I was telling the truth. And so I realized I could prove it to people. And so over the months and the years, I actually did that. Now, my first video I presented to Our Conspiracy was an hour long, and people said it was slow and unwatchable. So I got this terrible, horrible feedback. It was very honest feedback, but it was not positive to absorb the feedback. And at the time I made that video, I had actually undergone so much stress that my heart was beating out of control. I could be lying in bed and my heart was going 150 beats a minute. So I went through several cardiologists and a number of doctor visits. I thought I was dying. I didn't know what was happening. It was just stress. So my ears were ringing, my vision was blurry, my heart was beating out of control. And you can just watch that video and see I look terrible. I filmed it because I thought I was dying and I thought it was only get worse from there. Thank God I was wrong. I'm a lot better now. So I made that first video and it didn't really go anywhere. I took everyone's feedback to heart over the months that I was recovering from my heart condition, and I made a redone version of that video, which pretty much everyone liked, but it didn't go that far on our conspiracy, only 60 upvotes. Everyone just wanted a shorter version. Playing the other parts of the playground, is that hard? I'm really getting upset. Everyone just wanted a shorter version of my redone video, so I did that. I filmed my 7-minute short form synopsis video, and that got the attention of a police audit YouTuber named San Joaquin Valley Transparency. And he graciously shared my video on his channel, and it was as a result of that I got many tens of thousands of views on his channel and several thousand on mine, and I got about 800 new subscribers. So thank you for that, SJVT. It's very much appreciated. So the plan I started out with, years ago, has started to work. I have started to see some glimmers of light. I just thought the other day that, the town at the center of this is named Boulder City, and that's such a great name for it because it's like I've been in a cave for years, and there is a giant boulder on the mouth of the cave. And I have been pushing on that boulder, trying to get it off there for years and years, just pushing on it. And finally, I've loosened it, and some bits of dirt have kind of loosened around the edges, and we can start to see some rays of light shine through from the edges of the boulder. But there's still a lot of work to be done. I'm going to share with you some comments that appeared on SJVT's video, or his sharing of my video. User Here's Johnny writes, "The elephant in the room is how many times they've gotten away with this? How many other victims of this type of corruption are out there and don't have a voice or are in jail?" That's a very good point, Here's Johnny. I did this just kind of as an example. I didn't do this because anyone cares about a protest 3 years ago. I did this because when I got a fake tape, I had no idea that was even a thing. User Prince Bumpkin writes, "I didn't suspect that police were frankly falsifying video evidence for the purpose of committing perjury in court. Thank you for opening my eyes." And user Bugs22012 says, "The whole department should be on trial with all of us watching it on TV like the O.J. Simpson trial. It's really that big. But of course, we can all see that these days there's no freedom or rights for the people. It's an illusion." So, my plan of bringing this to the people has begun to work. And when I started out, I didn't understand that there would be some version of reality where this could be proven and could be seen by thousands of people, and yet still not have gone all the way to the whole entire population. I didn't know that the plan could work, but only a little bit. So, I'm still out here pushing on this boulder. I've been thinking about framing this another way. What's been in the news a lot recently is the Wuhan flu. That's a terrifying thing because it's the idea that we're always going to be getting these new diseases. And not to mention the fact that the diseases we already have are probably going to get stronger and more powerful as time goes on. But I would submit to you that the thing I have discovered and proven is another type of plague on humanity. It's an information plague. There are around 10 million arrests a year in the United States alone. And pretty much every time there's an arrest, there is a tape of what happens. And every time there is a tape, there is a chance for it to be a fake tape. Right now, among the population, I would say there is a pretty prevalent and unexamined belief among people that the number of those tapes that are fake tapes is 0. And on this YouTube channel, I have provided definitive proof that that is certainly not the case. I have proven that the number is at least 1. And so by doing that, the hope is, by showing that the number is not 0, I want to provoke the question, if the number of fake tapes is not 0, what is that number? And I would liken it to a plague because it definitely has symptoms. You know, what are the symptoms of the Wuhan flu? It's like a really bad flu, and maybe you'll die if you get it. Okay? What are the symptoms of fake tapes? If police know that they can make a fake tape, they know that they're not actually being recorded. And so what that enables them to do is they can just do whatever they want in real life, and then they know that someone's going to edit the tape later and cover their ass. So what are the symptoms of fake tapes? Police brutality, false arrests, false imprisonment, and probably police killings that shouldn't happen otherwise, but do happen because the cops know they can just cover up what happened later. You also have things like the prolonged incarceration of innocent people, false prosecutions, false convictions, and maybe even false executions. So fake tapes is just as much of a plague as any actual biological virus. And this thing has been going on not just for months or years, but I would say this has probably been affecting humanity for decades. I spent years and a fortune to prove that this happened just the one time. And I know that most people who are in the situation where they're getting a fake tape, they're not going to be able to do that. They're people you don't know about, you don't care about, and you're not going to listen to. But that doesn't mean they're not getting fake tapes. So this is very easy to do to people. It's very hard to stop, and it has devastating effects on people. So it is an invisible plague of information. What I've done on this YouTube channel is I have created a series of videos that is intended to inoculate the population, or to start to inoculate people against the dangerous belief that there are no fake tapes. So basically what I've done is I have not only created a series of videos, I have created the prototype of the vaccine to combat the information virus known as fake tapes. That's what the videos on this channel are right now. And that's started to work just a little bit. I went from 0 subscribers to 70 subscribers to 900, and the goal is not to get 1 million subscribers. The goal is for this to be over, but we need to get that number from 900 to 9,000 to 9 million, and to everybody. It needs to get to everybody. People need to start living in a world where they are not believing in and just accepting without question everything they see and hear. There needs to be a lot of doubt where there currently isn't. So that is the goal of this channel. And I guess one of the purposes of this video is just to kind of ask for your help. You know, I have ideas of how to make the perfect viral video to break through and really get this to be a mainstream thing. I've started to do that, and you can see if you track my videos that I've started to succeed at that more and more. So I think that inevitably I will break through, but I'm wondering, like, why are we waiting for me to do that? There are plenty of people who have a voice already, who have an audience already, and they should be talking about this. I am not a consumer of anti-police content or conspiracy content. I just happen to have these things happen to me, and I took the time to document them all. So even if I wanted to promote my videos, I wouldn't even know how to do that. I'm hoping that some of you in the audience that you know a blog or a YouTuber or some outlet that will talk about this and get eyes on this and help start the cascade that will kind of bring this truth to large numbers of people more quickly. As I was working on this over the years, it wasn't to gain a personal victory. It might have been a little bit, but every day I have the knowledge that there are people in jail that have to get out. And there might be people who are going to be executed that should live. So this is an ongoing thing. It's happening all over the place, and it's just invisible. And it needs to be known that this is a thing that can happen to you, and that if it does happen, there's almost nothing you can do. if there are those among you who know how, if you're watching this video and you know someone who should be interested in this and should be talking about it and isn't, I would just ask that you take a little time to kind of reach out to them and sort of transmit the importance of what you've seen. And so hopefully we can start that information cascade a lot quicker. I will do this in the background. I have things I'm working on, but I only have so many hours in every month. I'm just me. I'm not an army of people. So I will go as fast as I can. And, thank you to everyone who's watched and supported me so far and taken time to share the videos. But that's what we're doing on this channel. We're building the truth vaccine, and we are pushing this boulder off the mouth of the cave. These people who are standing in my way and standing in the way of the truth by proxy, they all need to be very loudly and publicly shamed until they completely reverse course and just admit their wrongdoing. And hopefully we can get the FBI to look at that police department, so we can get a sense of just how many fake tapes there actually are. And maybe get the actual media to report on this. So if you want to take the time to share this or share any of my videos, and if you also hopefully want to take the time to report this to the FBI, that would be greatly appreciated. So that's about all I have to say. Thank you once again. Hopefully you'll be hearing from me very soon. All right, thank you for watching.